Hello everyone, welcome back to Cozy Tea. This is Rob. Thank you guys so much once again for tuning in to my YouTube channel. Today I have a spooky Halloween painting that I did for you, so I hope you guys enjoy the video. Get a cup of tea, coffee, water, cuddle up in your most cozy spot, and let's talk about some art stuff. I decided today to paint a spooky campfire scene where the smoke looks like, ghost or whatever. So I hope the idea translates well to other people, but I'm really excited about this one. I feel like it's way more abstract from the other watercolor paintings that I've done so far, which means I'm getting more creative. That is a good thing. I kind of struggle with this time of the year just because I'm not a huge fan of Halloween, but I'm trying to be a little bit more festive and provide some content that looks like I give a shit about your scary pumpkins and horror movies. I just don't understand what the appeal is of watching people get hacked into pieces and put into a meat grinder. It's not my idea of a cozy, comfortable time. And I think Halloween really dampens down the fall experience by making it scary and gross. I don't want to see people bleeding to death. So I just want to be at home, cuddled up, comfortable. I do not want to be stabbed. But people are into that. So, power to you. Don't let me tell you how to live your life. But I am going to try to be more festive for Halloween in a wholesome, sincere way. I'm not your zombie skin falling off his face kind of artist here. But if you are, that's dope. And I see you guys on Instagram with all that crazy detail and stuff, which is actually really impressive because drawing like that is really hard. And there's always only respect for people who have that much attention to detail. But it's just not the way that I'm going to do things. But if you like to do it that way, that's dope. So a little bit more background about this piece. I was scrolling through the internet just looking at random pictures. I literally typed in random pictures in Google and I found a picture of a rock, and then somehow that rock led me to a volcano, and then that volcano led me to an erupting volcano, and then I typed in volcano art just to see what other people did with volcanoes and art, and I saw that a lot of people took the erupting lava plume and did some pretty interesting stuff with it. So I decided instead of doing a volcano, I would do a campfire because it's just that time of the year where a lot of people are going camping and doing bonfires. And then I also thought, wow, it's Halloween, spooky, ooh my gosh, everything's so scary. So what if I did the smoke in a really scary way that would scare the literal shit out of every single one of you watching? So I'm sorry about the mess, but scary. It's Halloween. So there are these smoke souls that are trapped inside of the forest, and they're always there, and every time someone lights a campfire, they spring up from the flames and make all these terrible, scary ghost noises that scare people away from the forest. And I think watercolor was a great medium for something like this just because I feel like with this form of paint, I don't have to be as accurate about everything that I'm doing. I have a little bit more freedom. I can lay the paint down any kind of way. It can be kind of patchy. It can be not the same solid color throughout the entire piece, because that's something that I've kind of been playing with, is especially when I'm doing skies or backgrounds, is I've always been trying to do it one solid color because that typically looks the most cohesive. But with paint, I feel like it doesn't have to be so perfect. That patchiness where some parts are darker than others, I think really adds a really cool effect and does have that starry sky look that I was going for. For the stars, I did use a white Posca pen, which you can see at the end of the video. But that is the story behind the piece. In the rest of the video, I wanted to talk about motivation because I feel like that's what's been plaguing me this week. And the past 2 weeks really have just been kind of bleh. I don't know if that's because of the weather changing. It's starting to get a little bit colder, so maybe that has something to do with it. But I do feel like my motivation has not been very good for someone who is trying to create a YouTube channel. I feel like I could be doing much more, and I know that I could be doing much more, but for some reason I just am struggling to put that foot in my own ass to do something a little bit more than just the average I guess the weird part about it is I'm the only one who wants me to do this at this point. Maybe, my friends and family want me to do it, but I feel like I'm the one who really, really wants me to do it. And there's like no real demand in the world for me, Rob, to draw and post it on the internet. So I'm the one creating that demand. And for some reason, it eats away at me. If I don't draw, or I don't paint, or I don't create, it just makes me feel like shit. Really, really bad. I don't know what it is. It's such a weird feeling. It's this, I guess, this dilemma of an artist where if you don't create, that's the worst case scenario. And I've been through periods where I don't draw, or I don't paint, and I just feel really gross and like less of a person. I don't feel like I'm the human that I'm destined to be if I'm not creating something. And there's a real deep root of that inside of my soul, I guess, that makes it so necessary for my overall health and well-being. Art is the thing that keeps my life together. And it means enough to me that I'm willing to not do other things in order to do this. And it seems so intertwined with my purpose in life that if I don't do it, it beats me up within myself so much that I can't do anything else until I do the thing that I really, really feel like I need to do. If I take time off and I don't draw or create, and I sit down and I try to play a video game, all I can think about is the fact that I'm playing a video game and I'm not drawing. And so I have to stop playing that video game and then draw in order to feel alleviated of that pressure and the shame of not doing it. The worst part about all this is just a lack of motivation. When you don't feel motivated to do something, it even makes it harder to have positive feelings and to put yourself into the position to do something. There are times when I am just on fire and I'm like, I'm going to draw this, now I'm going to draw that, and I actually do it, and it's like bam, 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 bam. And then there are other times where I can't do anything and I'm just struggling to just pick up the pencil and draw one line, let alone a whole piece of art. And it sucks when that happens, but I think it's just the dilemma of being an artist, and it's something that we all face when we look at the form of art that we like to do. Luckily, I think that most loss of motivation is temporary and it does eventually go away on its own. I also think that there are things that we can do as people to kind of amp up our level of motivation, such as maybe cleaning our workspace or doing some chores that we've been holding off on, making that phone call we have to make. Those things help because once you take care of those things, there's less bogging you down and holding you to the floor and making it harder for you to get back up. So I find that doing things that I need to do are really, really important. And that helps me stay motivated because, for example, if the dishes are dirty, I hate doing dishes. I hate doing dishes. I hate doing dishes. It is the worst. There's nothing else in the whole world that's worse than doing dishes. It's not up for debate. I hate it so much. But if I do it, it just feels so nice. It's like, I did it. That's done. I did that. I did it. It's done. It's over. The dishes are clean. The kitchen's clean. It's nice. Just to be messed up again, though, when I make the next meal. But at least for right now, it's better. And then I just feel a little bit better about myself and a little bit more motivated to do something else that I need to do. So maybe that's vacuum or put something away or clean out the closet. Those kind of things, even though they're not really art related, do put a pep in my step that make it easier for me to feel more motivated to do things that I care about doing. I don't think we realize how much holds us back, even though we're not consciously thinking of it, but subconsciously it's still there. The fact that you haven't done the dishes yet, it's sitting in the back of your mind. So that's the first thing I normally do. If I feel like I lack motivation, I just get up and do something that I know needs to be done. And most of the time that helps. Sometimes it doesn't. And that's what the last 2 weeks have been like. The last 2 weeks, I could have saved someone from a burning car and I still wouldn't have felt like I was motivated to do anything. You know, sometimes if you're lacking motivation, you can look at an art book or you can go online and look at your favorite artist and what they've made. And for me, that's just been out of the question the last 2 weeks. It's just such a negative mindset that I've had that I feel like if I look at someone else's art, I'm gonna be like, wow, my art's shit, I'll never be that great, and I'm just trash, which I'm sure a lot of you can probably relate to. So what have I done to get out of this funk? The funkiest of funk. I procrastinated. I accepted that I was procrastinating, and I just let it happen. But I set a goal and I said, I don't care. I do not care. Sunday morning, I'm waking up, I'm gonna paint something, I'm gonna record audio, and I'm gonna post it. End of story, that's it. And here we are. I am almost done with this process, and it worked. It did actually work. I think sometimes motivation is garbage, or for lack of a better term, horseshit, and sometimes you just gotta do it. Sometimes you just gotta get the job done. I consider art to be a second job. So sometimes I just gotta do my work because it's important and I'm supposed to do it. I've said that I'm supposed to do it, so I'm gonna do it. Sometimes in life, purpose doesn't have that magical, warm, fuzzy feeling that it does when you think about it sometimes. When I think about being an artist and I think about drawing for a living and I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I get these fuzzy, warm feelings in my stomach and it just makes me feel on top of the world. If I could get to that point, that would be awesome. But sometimes thinking about that doesn't make me feel extraordinary or great at all. And even sometimes can make me feel really scared and like, holy crap, if I ever actually make it, will I be good at it? Will it last a long time? Like, will I be able to keep it up? So then it becomes stressful. Sometimes we just have to accept that if we really, really want to do something, we have to do it whether we feel on top of the world or if we feel like we're at the bottom of a barrel of trash that's set on fire in the middle of a desert storm at the bottom of the ocean, however that's possible. At the end of the day, I think that's just life. Life is life, and that's what it feels like sometimes. Sometimes it feels unfairly great and amazing, and then other times it feels unfairly shit and terrible, and that is what we've been given. I'm grateful to be alive, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it just be punching me in the face over and over, and I'm like, why you beating me up? This isn't fair, like give me a break. And it's like, no, get up and fight back. And I'm like, all right, you asked for it. And then I try to throw a punch and it just kicks me across the room, and I don't know. We just gotta find a reason to keep getting punched in the face sometimes. And eventually, the more you stand up after falling down, you'll get stronger and stronger, and eventually you'll be able to land that punch. It'll be one punch, but it'll be really strong, and it'll be the first one you do for a long time, because I feel like life, you get a punch in, you get 1,000 punches back. As long as I get that one, life knows I'm in it, and that I'm here, I ain't going anywhere. With all of that said, I hope you guys are staying motivated. Let me know how you stay motivated when you're feeling like trash, or if you're feeling down or icky, or whatever words you use when you're not feeling motivated. I'd love to know. Once again, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch me go on my art journey. If you're interested, you can follow my Instagram, which is in the description down below. And don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see and you want to be a part of the Cozy Tea family. Hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, let me know by smashing the like button or the dislike button. Feedback is feedback, and I could always use some. Let me know what you think. Anyway, thank you guys so much for staying cozy with me today. Keep it real. I will see you in the next video. Stay positive. Until next time, peace.